What's up, everybody? It's your boy 45 back in the middle of the edition of the hot seat. Got a special guest with me today. We're gonna do something different. Well, not really different. You know what I'm saying? It's something that I always talk to models, but this episode is called Model Talk. You know what I'm saying? In the building I got with me, I got all the way from Dallas, Texas, Lady Lakita.
Hello.
What's
Hello. How are
going
you doing?
What's going on, lady?
Not much, kind of settling in for the evening. How are you?
Man, every day above ground is a victory.
You're absolutely right.
So you from Dallas, Texas, man. What's it like living in Dallas?
Um, I grew up in New Orleans. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh,
And I'm
okay.
currently residing in Dallas. And to be honest, I don't care for it.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Are you a Cowboys fan?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No.
You root for them Aints, or you root for them Aints?
I don't really do sports like at all.
You
And
don't do
I'm kind of
sports.
Yeah, at all. I'm kind of stoked that all of it's canceled, to be Yeah, I don't care about football. I don't care about basketball. I mean, I really don't care for any of it. I'm
Well,
sorry.
this interview's not gonna be long. No, I'm playing. So
I
okay.
would
So
like to go to a Rangers game, though. I mean, I haven't been to one
a
yet, but I wouldn't
what?
mind doing that. Yeah.
A Rangers game.
Yeah, I could do that.
Ain't nobody checking for them. Anyway, let's get down to the nitty gritty. What's up, man? So you a model, right?
Yes.
How long have you been modeling for?
Honestly, it's quite recent. It's only been like about 2 years, and
Okay.
it's not like it's not like a consistent modeling. It's just like sometimes type deal.
Now, what made you want to get into modeling?
Photographers kept asking me, like hitting me up over and over again, like on Facebook, just messaging me like, "Hey, let's shoot, let's shoot, let's shoot," and I'd be like, "Yeah, sure," and like never do it.
Mm. Now, when these photographers hit you up, do they like try to charge you? Like, hey, you know what? I want to shoot you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna charge you X amount. Just for the pictures, type of deal. Or
Uh,
or
to
is this or is this them like hitting you up like, yo, I want to shoot and it's all free?
Yeah, it's basically them just offering to shoot me like free of charge. Like, and I mean, like they kind of, I don't know if you want to say it's bragging, but they kind of are like, well, this is what my rates are normally, but I want you to shoot with me. And I was like, oh wow, like kind of make me feel flattered or something. I'm like, oh shit.
How
So
much?
yeah,
How much? How much they say they charge normally?
um, depends on the shoot location. I mean, it depends on the people. If it's like a group photography session, think it just depends, on their rates and how they prefer to shoot.
Anybody ever tell you a number that you didn't believe? You're like, man, you lying like a motherfucker.
Not really. No. Nuh-uh.
Now you say you from New Orleans, but you don't sound like it though. You don't
I
have
don't
a
sound
you,
like it. No, I don't.
no.
I could sound like it, like, hey, baby, look. I mean, it comes out depending on whom I'm around, like my family members and whatnot. But yeah, no. I mean, even though I grew up there, like I said, I was born in Trinidad and Tobago. So if anything, I have more of like a slight Caribbean accent.
Oh, okay. Do you ever get to go back home and vibe out?
As in New Orleans or Trinidad?
Trinidad.
I have not been back since I left, unfortunately, which is tragic because I'm homesick all the time and I miss it so much.
So what are three things Lady Lakita needs to have during this quarantine? Three things.
Oh
What are three things
man,
that you
come
need?
on now. Just three?
Yeah, just three. Like what are the top three things? You know what? I need this. I cannot be without this. I need this.
Okay, so I would say my first thing would have to be my two doggies. I have two pit bulls, Liam and Tobias. I call him Toby and Lily. Um, Second thing would have to be, oh man, I fucking love anime, so
Okay.
I'm gonna have to say anime for the second, and then third, I have to have some reggae music, some Bob Marley or something reggae.
Mm. So you don't need no company. You don't need no company during this quarantine, huh?
I love it here. know. Like, I love to be alone. So I mean, I shouldn't say I love to be alone. I do appreciate other people's company, but I appreciate my own company more, if that makes sense. I love myself, so I think I'm hilarious.
Okay, okay. Tell us a joke. You got a joke? Give me your joke. You
Oh
funny.
shit.
You said you was funny. You got a joke?
I did. I said I was funny. I didn't say I was a comedian.
Okay, okay. I'll take that. So, do you remember your first shoot? Like, what was that experience like? Were you nervous about it?
Yeah, my first shoot, I was honestly, I was a little nervous and low key sketched out. But I feel like every female kind of sort of is, for a shoot, especially if you don't have like a chaperone or somebody to go with you or accompany you. It's always a little bit tense or scary. You don't know if this person's going to be a creep or just or kill you or a psychopath, something you like. You just you're trusting to go meet with somebody, and it might not even actually be them. It could be like a whole setup. So the whole thing is just very sketch. You have to, you know as a woman or a female in general, like, you have to take care of yourself and protect yourself. So yeah, you always have those fears and those thoughts, like, am I going to be okay? Is this person going to try to harm me? So yeah, just a little bit of both, to be honest.
Damn, that's intense.
Yeah, a lot of people don't really know that. And they don't really think of those possibilities. But like, let's say somebody's having like a hotel shoot, and you're thinking like, all right, well, I'm gonna just show up to this hotel room, and it's room like ABC, whatever. And you go knock, and then next thing you know, somebody's snatching your ass up, and you're getting stolen into fucking sex trafficking or some shit.
Sounds like you know some people that happened to, huh?
I don't know anybody specifically that has been in sex trafficking, but I know a lot of women that have horrible stories of things that happened to them that nobody would want to have happen to them. So yeah.
And so, despite all that, you still wanted to get into the modeling industry. Like, you still wanted to
Um,
break it to the get into the game.
yeah, I do, but like for mine, like, I think that we have to pick your field of modeling and the type of image you want to put out there, and how you want people to see you. So I think that also affects the type of modeling and the level of danger that you're about to put yourself in, if that makes sense.
Okay, I can respect that. So, what is the image that Lady Lakita wants to put out to the world? What
That
do you
I'm a
want to show? What is
motherfucking
it you want to
lady.
show?
Yeah, just that I'm a lady. Like, it's okay to be interested in the things that you're interested in, and try to be as classy as possible at the same time. If there's, I'm not saying that people do certain things make them classless, but for me, I want to uphold myself to a certain standard in a certain way. And certain photographers just wouldn't work for me because of the images and the type of pictures that they like to take. So, I mean, that's something that you have to think about too. Like, if you have a photographer that just wants to shoot straight nude, which I have had a man or a photographer offer to shoot with me and do, and I wasn't comfortable doing it. It's not for me. Like, I can't be like busting it wide open. Like, that's not for me.
Got you, got you, got you.
But
Okay.
yeah.
So, has there ever been a situation to where it was just like um that just presented itself to you, but you just was you say, you know what, like, man, I kind of
Like I
want to, I don't want to, like, every that is it has it ever, like, what I want to ask you is, was there ever a situation where the photographers that wanted to shoot you all wanted to shoot just nude, or did they want to actually shoot you wearing clothes?
one photographer. Specific, actually both. Um, there was this one photographer that he sent me a message on Facebook and was kind of like, "Hey, I think you're really attractive. I want to shoot with you." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Bet that. Like, that sounds amazing. That sounds interesting." The first thing you go do is go check them out. All of their images, all of their everything, all of their social medias. You're gonna go check out all of their platforms. So I went to go check it out, and then I just noticed that all of them were like all naked, and they didn't have no clothes on. So he came back to me and was just like, "So like, I basically shoot nude, right? Like, nude only." And I was just like, "Oh, okay." And he was like, "Would that be something that you're interested in?" And then I was kind of like, and this was my first, was considering modeling. I was like, well, sure. I'm pretty sure there's a way to have a nude photo shoot, but do it tastefully, and not feel like not sticking to my ladylike standards. So I was like, yeah, sure, let's give it a shot. And then he was like, well, let me show you some images. And I'm like, all right, bet that. So he started showing me some pictures, and at first it started out with just naked ladies and very sexual like positions. And then next thing you know, like I started seeing like more and more of him in the shots, like his arms or like a thigh or just a body part, um and then him like actually interacting with the models. So I had to decline that one because I was like, oh shit. I was like, well, yeah, we could do a nude shoot, but it'll have to be tasteful. Like I'm not, I don't want to be showing everything, but there's a nice ladylike way to do it. And then he started showing me those images with him like with the actual models and the ladies, and then I got uncomfortable, so I told him no.
So you don't think you could have told him like, yo, like I'm down to do it, but I don't want you in my pictures, in my shots. Like I want to just be me, and you know, so you don't think he would agree to those terms, or
Honestly, he shouldn't have put me in a place for me to ask him that question. He should have, instead of just like sneakily showing the pictures of like his penis on a girl's forehead, he should have been like, oh, and by the way, sometimes I shoot like this. Like, what if I didn't even want to see those images, you know?
wait, so he had his dick on somebody's forehead?
Oh, I was just using that for an example.
Man,
But
whoever
like,
that photographer is, you fucking gangster. You hit a model up, you say, yo, you want to shoot nude, you start sending her pics, and you have your dick on another chick's forehead.
yeah, so I mean, that's the sketchy shit that will sketch out a model and be like, you know what? He should have been fully transparent from the get go, and he should have been like, hey. And because there are some models that shoot kink, and I do understand that. I'm not knocking it. If you want to shoot kink, say you want to shoot kink. Don't slide up in my DMs talking about, hey, let's shoot. And then next thing you know, you got your dick on somebody's forehead.
Yo, okay, now I gotta ask you this question
Yeah.
because I want to play devil's advocate, right?
Okay.
I want to play devil's advocate here. So the photographer hits you up, says,
Mhm.
"Hey," gives you all these compliments, say, "Hey, you know what? I want to shoot you." Start sending you pics. You kind of see him interacting with the model. You're like, this is not my thing, type of deal, right?
Mhm.
So you kind of like, you
Mhm.
know what? I'm cool on that.
Mhm.
Have you now? You're a woman, right?
Yes.
Now I'm guessing you're not a virgin. I could be wrong. You could be a virgin,
Mhm.
okay? But have you ever had an interaction with the man and
With
he put his dick in your forehead?
oh hell.
And he wasn't. And hold on. And he
Are you
wasn't
saying
your
like
boyfriend. And
are
he
you saying
wasn't
like
your
outside
boyfriend.
are you saying like outside of photography?
And he wasn't your boyfriend. Yes, I'm asking you. Have you ever had an entanglement? Have you ever had an
Yeah.
entanglement with a male, right? Who wasn't your
Oh.
boyfriend? It was just a
Oh. Oh
little thing,
god.
and he put his dick on you. That's never happened to you before? A man's never put his dick in your
I,
forehead?
I I can't say that it has happened to me before. And honestly, I try to stay away from entanglements.
Mm, gotcha.
uh we don't do entanglements here, love. That's not for
Got
me.
you. Got you. Okay, okay. Hey, I just had to ask because you know what I'm saying. I just want you to look at it. You're like,
Yeah.
well, damn, I met Dave at the club, and you know, I don't
Yeah.
know Dave. Dave put his dick on my
No.
forehead, but it's
Right?
like,
No.
you know, this guy, you know, he has a camera, he can make me a star.
Right?
He can put.
Oh no. I don't know
Why
that
can't he? He
fool.
can put his dick. He can put his dick on my forehead too. Fuck
Oh
it.
no.
No,
Oh no.
not that's not it.
First of all, my poor ancestors are gonna be mad as hell.
Hey,
No,
hey, I had
no.
to ask the question. If I didn't ask the question, people were like, "Yeah, why you didn't ask her if anybody put their dick on her forehead before?" Like,
Right, right. Well,
uh,
I can reassure you that my forehead has remained and shall remain dickless until I have a husband.
oh, okay, got you. Okay, I respect that. So back to this whole photography thing. Back to this whole modeling thing. So
Uh,
now, what about the second photographer? You told us about the first photographer. What about the second guy?
Um, like that I ended up shooting with.
No, because I mean, obviously, I mean, you're not with. If it's done tastefully, I'm guessing that if it's done tastefully, that you're okay with shooting nude. But if it's
Yeah,
if you feel like, man, this guy's like on some Jeffrey Dahmer type shit, you're not
right.
trying to fuck with it, which I can completely respect it. You know what I'm saying? You're a beautiful woman. I've seen
Hmm.
your pictures, and
Thank
you know what I'm
you.
saying. And it can't be intimidating and uncomfortable to be in a room with a male photographer who has you in your birthday suit. So
Yes,
I completely understand. I just want this to be like a teachable moment
absolutely.
for other models that's up and coming,
Right.
to the type of things that you had to deal with and
Yeah.
things they had to look out for. So, how did the second photographer approach you about shooting nude, and how did you handle that?
Well, he didn't really approach me about shooting nude at all because, like, after the last photographer tried to entangle me, I just was like, maybe I should just, I want to do like more of like sit downs with photographers, and so we can like sit down face to face and we could like verbally like draw lines and discuss exactly what type of shoot we're going to have, as
Gotcha.
in like location, how long it's going to take, um what types of looks we want to do, because I also do like makeup and I also like do a little bit of styling and fashion. So I mean, I do my own makeup for these shoots, so I don't need like somebody to go with me to do my makeup, and then I pull my own clothes, and I do my own wardrobing for the shoots. So I don't need anybody to help me do that. So basically, I just show up with my makeup and my outfits for the shoot, with a lot of luggage and like suitcases to get ready. But honestly, like the best way to go about it, if you're not familiar with the photographer, you've seen his work, but I would at least like ask him if you can have a chaperone, and they should understand that, out of respect for the model and her safety. Um, Asking a photographer that wants to shoot nude with you, it is completely 120% okay to ask if his chaperone is there.
Mm. I mean, I would think that you would have somebody there because, personally, whether they shoot nude or not, like, when I did when we would do photo shoots, for Top Down Magazine, like, that's a requirement. You know what I'm saying? We tell the
Yes.
girls, hey, you bring one friend, bring two friends, bring
Yeah.
three friends. You know what I'm saying? We do
Yeah.
tell them though, we do tell the models, don't bring any males.
Yeah.
Don't bring any males to the shoot, only because we don't want the girl to be nervous. Like, we want to
Right.
get good shots. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes when
Absolutely.
these girls sometimes they bring sand to the beach. They'll bring their boyfriend. They'll bring their
Yeah.
side dude. They'll bring a
Mhm.
guy who they quote unquote think is a friend, but who really has
Right.
a secret crush on them. And then,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? So it can get kind of
Absolutely.
awkward. Now, personally, I don't do nude. We don't do nude photo shoots.
Mhm.
But in all my cases of doing photo shoots, we've had models that wanted to get some personal shots of
Yeah.
them, like being nude. And
Mhm.
for the record, anybody out there listening, they know for a fact we don't keep those shots. Like, any type of nudity, anything that takes place in my photo shoots that involves nudity, those
Mhm.
go strictly to the model. My photographer knows that they can't keep any of those shots or
Oh,
anything like that.
God bless
Because
that. I love that idea. That's amazing. Just quick on what you just mentioned, 'cause I've also had this issue with one of the same problematic photographers as well. He kept a ton of my images. They will never see like the light of day. I will never see them, and they're all stored on his computer, and it's kind of creepy because it's almost like he has these little trophies of my body that I don't even necessarily want him to have. Like, it's really
now,
creepy.
did you sign a contract with the photographer? Did you sign a contract?
See, that's another thing too that we didn't get to discuss real quick, because no, I just trusted that he was going to do the right thing, and it was more of just like a verbal contract, like, hey, this is how I want things to be done, and then he took advantage of this whole situation and myself, and that's why I still don't have my picture to this day, because I took it for like his word that he was going to do what he said he was going to do, and he did not, and he still has my images. He tried to post them post one 4 days ago, and I had to message him and tell him to take it down. He didn't have permission to use my image, and he took it down, and then he blocked me.
Mm, got you. Now, I want to ask you another question here
Sure.
because, like, Lady Lakita is a brand, right? you
Yeah.
you're you, you're a walking business. You know what I'm saying, you're a brand.
Hmm.
So now that you've had those different experiences with photographers,
Uh-huh.
now does it fall back on, do you feel like does the responsibility fall back on you to be more prepared now when you going into these situations, to where, let's just say, for instance, if Top Down Magazine wants to do a photo shoot with you, now
Hmm.
would you have some type of paperwork already in hand stating like, hey, this is what I'm willing to do, this is something, these are non-negotiables, this,
Um.
like, would
Mhm.
you have your own type of contract set up to where you are in, or the entity that you're shooting with would have some type of binding contract? That way, the situation with you not getting your photos doesn't happen again. Would you recommend
Right.
that not only just for you but for other models out there?
Honestly, I 100%, like 100% recommend doing that because, you might think that somebody's your quote unquote friend and they have your best interest at heart, but let me let you know, nobody's gonna have your best interest at heart better than yourself. So, 100%, I would say, just like, it takes 2 seconds. You can just scribble it on a piece of paper. As long as he signs, it's legal. You know what I'm saying? Or if you want to get, a little bit more fancy, you can do it online. So it'd be like, hey, before we even shoot, I'm gonna shoot you this email. We'll go ahead and e-sign it and just keep it for your records and keep it for your own personal records. So both parties are safe. I do recommend doing that. Like, I mean, especially if you don't know the person, But a lot of my friends are photographers out here in the Dallas area. Like they shoot all the time, you know what I'm saying? And we also have forums where models can kind of like give each other the heads up, like who to shoot with, who's not okay to shoot with, who's creepy. Because we do tell each other, like, hey,
And
you want to
what's
be.
the name of those forums? What's the name of those? Go ahead and give
There are
those.
different ones. They're all over Facebook, but it's mostly like local Dallas photographers and models.
Gotcha.
There's
Okay.
different names. There's a whole ton. There's a whole bunch of them.
Okay. Now, what about lingerie? Would that be your cup of tea? Would you be? Because I mean, like I said, I've seen your photos. I don't see lingerie on there, but is that something that you would be into, or or
Yes,
is that
I'm.
really, what, you're not really
I'm
feeling that either?
I'm down to do lingerie or like even like burlesque, like a burlesque theme. And I actually did do a shoot with like that with him, and he has all of my fucking pictures unedited that I will never see. Like he's keeping them for his personal fucking joy. I have pictures that are like that I took of myself on his computer, like to remember which ones that I wanted to keep or which ones I specifically wanted him to send to me. And yeah, there's a ton. There's like, I mean, there's probably like over 1,000 pictures of me in lingerie just sitting on this creep's fucking computer. It's kind of creepy.
Mm. I'm sorry that you have to go through that. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like your story is definitely going to help out another up and coming model. And just y'all be able to maybe, like I said, because when this interview goes up, I'm gonna
Mhm.
put your information, like your Instagram information, so model people can follow you, they can reach out to you and maybe ask you questions. Maybe
Awesome.
they want to know who that photographer is. You know what I'm saying? So that's something
Yeah,
that you
I
can do.
mean,
And
I will tell if anybody wants to know specifically. I mean, hit me up and I will tell you who it is because I'm not the only person that has complained about him. There's probably maybe like 2 to 3 other young ladies that are kind of like, well, yeah, like one was really creeped out by him, and then another young lady was just like, well, I thought like that's just it. Like he takes all these pictures and you only get like 5 of them.
mm,
So she was like, "Yeah, I've been waiting to get the rest of my photos, and I mean, he says he's busy." And I get it. You might want to edit some of them might not come out great, but I mean, you let the model decide that too, especially if you don't have a contract. Like if you're taking her images and you aren't like, you're just shooting and not having a contract or anything like that, she should get every single one of her photos, not the ones that you deem or the ones that you think are okay or a good shot. If you're taking her picture, you don't have a contract, give her all her fucking pictures. Period.
now, do you find it difficult, like being African American female, as far as like getting modeled like gigs, or like being looked at as being beautiful? You know what I'm saying? Do
Ah,
you
heck
find it?
no, not at all.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I just want to check. Gotta ask.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, honestly, I've had like, all different types of ethnicity like photographers and even ladies, women photographers too, not just men. I had several lady photographers, just gushing like, "Hey, come shoot with me, come shoot with me. You're so cute." I'm like, okay, yeah, I love it. And I don't want to sound sexist or anything like that, but as a woman and a female, like going to shoot with another woman makes you feel a lot more comfortable and a lot less on edge, to be honest. Like, because you're like,
So
oh, okay,
you would do a new shoot with a female photographer?
for sure, yeah, I would do it.
I like that. Okay. Okay, I respect that. I mean, hey, you know what? There's double standards everywhere in the world, so I respect that. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? And I can
I don't,
understand that you feel more
I don't
comfortable
think,
with a woman.
yeah, I don't think it's a double standard. I just feel like, well, one, I got hands, so I could protect myself. And two, um, just I'm not gonna say women aren't rapey, but shooting with another female woman seems like it'd be a lot less rapey, if that makes sense.
Okay. I'm just, hey, you know, we just having a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
if that's how you feel. I don't know. I'm not a woman. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
my photographer is the man, and his assistant is a lady. It's a female.
Hmm. That's
So
very smart of him to do, by the way.
well, yeah, you know what I'm saying. So, like, like I said, when Top Down Magazine pulls up for a photo shoot, like it's
It's a
handled.
safe place. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a safe place. You know what I'm saying.
That's what
So
I'm saying. So like, and that's all I was like really trying to reiterate. But a lot of the female photographers um that asked me to shoot, they actually like my style more than anything. So no female photographers had even like offered or asked me to do any nude or naked photo shoots with them. They wanted to see more of like I guess like my piercings, my tattoos, and I guess my hairstyle, and just they just think I'm a lot of fun to be around when when we shooting.
what do you have pierced?
Oh my god.
So fucking hard. So fucking hard.
Oh my god.
What you got pierced over there?
I got my nose pierced on my right nostril. My septum's pierced. Um, I had a smiley, which is like above like your two front teeth at the top. Then I have underneath my tongue pierced.
Mm.
Uh,
You have your tongue pierced?
No, I do not have my tongue pierced. That's not for me. um, I have my nipples pierced, yeah.
Oh, you got your nipples pierced?
Yes. And then I also have my belly button pierced.
Okay, okay. Any more piercings you plan on getting?
Actually, yes. I went with a friend's daughter for her to go get her belly button pierced, and then it put me like, it's like, if you get the itch, it made me want to pierce something. I was like, I don't know what I'm about to pierce, but I'm piercing something. But yeah, I think I'm gonna start with like some ear piercings because they actually have like health benefits to them, like your tragus, your conch, and just like up and down your earlobe. Helps with
You
a
said
lot
your
of medical
cunt. You said your cunt. What did you say?
conch,
Oh, I thought you
conch.
said that. Okay, I thought you said something. I was like, you gonna do what? Okay.
No, your conch, like your tragus, all those little spots in your
I'm
ears,
just
like those little
joking. I'm
foamy
just joking.
spots.
I know what you meant. I'm just being silly. I know what you meant. Now these
Okay.
tattoos. What tattoos do you have? What do you got? What kind of ink you got?
Oh man, I got a lot. You're gonna have to go look at them. There's just too many. Like a lot of them are mostly like New Orleans related or themed, I
Mm.
should say. But I have
You got Wardy. You got Wardy.
no.
You got Wardy. You got
I
17
have
Ward. 17
no,
Holly Grove.
no,
You got Holly
none
Grove.
of
No.
that. None of that. No. Um, I have a lot of fleur de lis. Like I lost count how many fleur de lis I have hidden in my tattoos, but lots of fleur de lis. I have some Mardi Gras beads. Let's see. And then I have an obsession with like lights and lighting, if that makes sense. So I have, the street lights in New Orleans, like by the streetcars,
Yeah.
the old school like excuse me, the old school like um you're in the French Quarter, like old school creepy school lights. So
Yeah.
I love those. I have one of those, and I just can't wait to get more. But since this quarantine's been going on, my tattoo life has taken a little hope. But yeah, I think I'm going to probably be going to get a lot of ear piercings this weekend.
Okay. So what's next for Ladylakita? What's next for you? What you got?
Oh
What you got
man.
coming down? What you got coming up
Oh
after the
man, oh
quarantine is
man.
over? What you got going on?
Oh man, oh man. I mean, honestly, once this quarantine's over with, like hopefully, I don't know, like I have a lot of feels about how it's gonna end and like how this what's gonna be new and like what's gonna be okay and what's not gonna be okay, if that makes sense. But I think that a lot of people are expecting life to go back to like normal as usual when all of this is done. And I'm sorry to be the very bad news, but I don't think that it is. I think this is just like the beginning stages of something else. So, but I mean, for me, hopefully, I'm able to, head back home to Trinidad. I want to be able to travel, back and forth. My family has lots of property down there. So yeah, I'm gonna be like managing my family's property and hopefully just doing that back and forth from the States and here.
Sounds amazing. Well, Ladylakita, thank
Thank
you so
you.
much for being on the show.
Thank you for
Go
having
ahead
me.
Go ahead and give out your social media, how everybody can follow your grind, look you up, check out those new piercings and tattoos that you're finna get.
Awesome. So my social media for Snapchat, it's Ladylakita, and that's LadyLakita. The same thing for Instagram as well, Ladylakita.
You got an OnlyFans you want to promote, or you good? No OnlyFans?
I'm good.
Okay. Hey, you got to ask in
I mean,
2020. You never know.
right? Okay, so honestly, I'm thinking about starting an OnlyFans, but guess what? It's just gonna be there. It's just gonna be like me eating food, watching anime. So like, if you want to hear me commentate on like some anime episodes while I shove food in my mouth, I can start an OnlyFans doing that.
Hey, I'm not mad at it. Go ahead and get your money, baby. Get your money. Hey, it's your boy 45, man. Hit me up. Anything Top Down Magazine across all social media platforms. Anything Top Down Magazine across all social media platforms. Top Down Magazine TV. I'm sorry. Yeah, if you want to be on the show, hit me up again. Top Down Magazine or Top Down Magazine TV. And it's your boy 45. It's another edition of the Hot Seat. Yep.